on my YouTube. I'm on Instagram and X. So this is going to be a discussion about the USA Bill of Rights. And I said I was going to post, I believe I posted it earlier on X that I was going to post up. Well, it's 12:04 right now where I'm at, but the thing is, we got to remember, which I'm sure you all forgot, is Hawaii. So Hawaii, it's still 9:06 and 9:06 in Hawaii. So we're still on USA time, and we have to remember our pals out in Hawaii, our we have to remember include everybody in the USA. So this is just the a good time to remember who we got Hawaii from, and because this discussion kind of relates to all that. So I'm gonna I don't know if I'll be able to angle it. I might be able to make it so you can see me the whole time. Let's see here. I like doing things with dim light, so I might turn the TV on. Let me grab what I recommend everyone grabs is a joint. Grab yourself a joint. Grab yourself, I already have one rolled here. Yep, here it is. And I'm gonna bring, let's see, let me bring my ashtray. Yeah, I'll bring it. Okay. And let me test this. So I kind of like the lighting with this. Let me set these up. Okay, so here's my joint. Lighter, of course. I got my Playboy outfit on, you know, it's a green bunny right there. And then the back, I don't know if you could see it, but we got a zombie girl on the back. It's pretty dope. So let me just organize my area real quick, just to get some organization to my surrounding spot here. Set these bottles to the side and just make sure that my location is dope like I'm feeling. So if you dress dope, you're gonna feel dope. Let's get all these. These are just water jars and a couple of empty alcohol bottles. Let's get this moved. So what I'm gonna do is, here's my Constitution. It's in the original text. And let me fold up my blanket here. So I want everything completely organized. Just for visuals. This doesn't have to go in the fridge yet, but. So I want everyone to grab your alcohol. You should be smoking a joint right now. Your alcohol should be getting close to being poured. This is just a face mask. Let me see. You get a couple of these things out of the way. Just go right there. That should be good. That should be good. Okay. Oh, you know what I did forget is my vape pen. So let me grab my vape pen. I will be right back, dude. So I also have my other phones here, which is dope. I got my other phones here. Let's see if I might sit down and do this, but I grab my other phones later on. I'm thinking about uploading to my YouTube like some gaming. So I'm gonna have to adjust this real quick actually. I kind of like that angle. How am I gonna sit though? So I got pants on right here. They're pants that shout out Hawaii. It's got a palm tree on it. They're white pants. They look so fucking dope. Playboy pants. They fit dope as fuck. I'm the perfect fucking weight for them right now. They aren't loose or nothing. They're just the perfect fucking perfect weight. Perfect whatever size I am. Muscle content, whatever. So they fit dope. That's good. Oh, I need my chaser. I have some alcohol here. See that? Seagram's vodka. My ashtray's ready. And where'd I put my joint? So one more thing, I need my joint. I already set it down. Where I dropped it. Where did I put my fucking joint? Huh. Did any of you guys catch where I put my fucking joint? Fuck, dude. I guess you guys have a little bit of time here. So let me look for my joint because I fucking put it somewhere. Where did I go? Just been standing there. It's not in my jacket or nothing. Fuck. I fucking dropped it, dude. Fuck. Are you fucking kidding me? So, what did I do? Where the fuck is my fucking joint? Huh. What the fuck? Oh, okay, here it is. It rolled off the mattress and then it hit the fucking, just the sheet, like, you know. I got the bed made, but it rolled just like underneath the lip of the mattress or whatever. All right, let me lay this down on the floor actually, so I'm not standing on the floor here if I stand. I don't know how this discussion will go, but I'm actually thinking maybe I'll sit in front of kind of like this angle. I'm sitting maybe like fucking, you see here. This is a brand new, like just opened out the package. So the hood is still like that brand new fucking, it's not shaped to my head yet, but yeah, it will be. It's a fucking dope shirt. So you do like this. Let me see how this works out. If I sit so that I don't fucking catch my mattress on fire. Let's see. We could do something like this. That phone looks dope. This one needs to be adjusted. Okay. About like that. There we go. Dope, dude. So now I'm really set. And I'm doing it with no music. I think I already mentioned that. This is just a can with my ashes in it. But I put some water too, so I don't want it to leak out, but it looks like it's good. So, all right. This is fucking dope. I have an ashtray too. Let me grab, I think I still got my ashtray here. Here's two things that I just grabbed the last time I went back to the home I grew up in because I was donating blood. I had the opportunity to grab some of my things. Here's a weed glass ashtray that I picked up in Las Vegas the first time I ever went with a buddy of mine. And then this I got here in my town. It's a green roll tray. It's all glass, so both of them are fucking glass, dude. It's dope. So I might put this ashtray, this big one, to the side. I don't know. I'll keep it here for... Nah, fuck that. Let me just put this to the side. This ghetto one. Oh man, I forgot I grabbed that ashtray. So, see, these lives could be beneficial to life, getting our lives together. So, I don't want to fuck my new pants up, but these pants feel so dope. They feel like, what's it called? Jeans, but fucking sturdy, dude, or like, I don't know. I really don't know why they feel a little different, but they feel dope. I gotta break them in a little bit, but I like the length of them, how baggy they are. I could sit like this and it's not cutting into me or whatever, and I don't know. Oh, it's also got a thing on the side here to hold like a hammer or something. Some pockets on the side here, so this is about ending the fucking brainwash that we've all endured. Everyone's wearing the same fucking shit all the fucking time. And this is just one aspect of my changing up my I guess my life to live freedom and support freedom. I support Playboy because they're a company that supports freedom. And so I'm actually gonna take this hood off so I stay cool. I don't want to sweat in it. Just cut my hair like a couple hours ago. And yeah, let me put these on this blanket here. And the blankets, the sheets are all cleaned up. I'm running the lights, even though there's a lot of lights in here, but I got them on dim. But, you know, let me see. Maybe this one could be adjusted just a tiny, like that. Yep. So, get your chaser, get your fucking alcohol, the 21st bill. We're gonna be discussing the USA Bill of Rights together. This is a shot glass I got in Nevada, just outside of Vegas. I think it was in Green Valley. I'm not 100% sure. So, pretty much, I've been getting myself together, and for whatever reason, I'm always active online, but it just feels like it's the right moment to discuss the law of the USA, this one being the USA Bill of Rights. I'll try to do this quicker because the USA Constitution is a little bit more lengthy, and some of it only regards the congressional or executive branch. So this one's inclusive for everybody. Everybody is to be following every single bill signed into this. I'm gonna read through it the first time without stopping, and then I'm gonna read through it again and have a discussion, I guess, to help everyone understand and make sure there's no sort of interpretation, because this text, this book of law, is not up for interpretation. It means exactly as it reads. It is the fucking law. And if we have time, maybe I'll include the USA Declaration of Independence, but it's got some link to it. So, um, but they kind of go hand in hand. It's just, and with the times and everything, I feel like we'll see at the end, right? We'll see what we all decide at the end there. Looks like all the words are on this. So I should be able to read everything. So, all right, let's take a fucking hit of this first. My vape pen. We're living freedom. And what I'm gonna do, take my shot first because it takes a minute for alcohol to kick in. It's always hard. The first shot is always the hardest. If you get past the first shot, then the rest go back easier and easier, dude. It's like easier and easier, and it kicks better and better. So I got a total of 4 shots. I could get a good buzz, just about to drunk off 4 shots. Anyone really can. If you don't have to take a shot just one at a time and wait. You can hit a double shot or 2 double shots, and still get fucked up if you're a heavy drinker. And if you're not a heavy drinker, then I would recommend, I always put a little bit of gap on my shot glass because I'm not sitting in a bar on this thing. So put a little gap there so I don't have any spilling. So it's not really a shot, but it's like an 85%er. All right, let's toss it back. My chaser is just Kool-Aid. And we're shouting out Hawaii. It's a tropical type of flavor. You know, Hawaii has all those dope fruits and everything. So, dude, yeah, it's getting cooler. We just hit that solar sun, but it's or allegedly that solar flare. So it was a little bit warm at first here, but it's cooling down and it's gonna get cooler as we go on. So that's good. So I'm not trying to sweat, man. And let's see. So we hit a shot. Let me check my X and I'll retweet this so no one thinks I'm hiding it from them. I'll retweet my post here. Make sure everything's up to date, because this one's an important one. I'll hashtag something. When I use hashtags, that means I want it to get going, even though maybe the hashtag isn't a popular one. I'm just kind of telling the readers or the viewers, the followers, whatever, start using more hashtags to get your comments out there, because I think what we're saying is important. That's why I always give myself a like and a retweet, because I like what I'm saying and I really think it's important for everyone to hear. So I always give myself a like and a retweet. You're allowed to like your own comments. So I think if you post something, you should give yourself a like, because if you don't like what you're saying, then you should probably not be posting that. But not everything you say has to be something you like, I guess. Sometimes shares are not that dope, but still necessary. I guess that's when you would give yourself a retweet and not a like. But I started just I kind of did like an off and on thing at first. Then I was doing both, but then and doing kind of switching between that. But then I said, I want to make sure that everyone is seeing everything that I'm saying, that I'm not hiding nothing from them. So I don't want someone that's going through my likes to then have to go through my retweets and see the same likes, or for anyone in my likes to feel that I'm valuing or prioritizing the retweets over them, over that section. So I just started uh, liking everything and retweeting everything so that everyone sees everything that I'm saying, no matter if you're on my likes or you're on my. It's all telling a story. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to show people here's my life, here's what I have to endure, here's what I prefer to be liking, and here's what I'm enduring instead of likes. Here's what you're posting, you know. So it's just a whole bunch of talking, which is my right. I don't know if it's your right, but it's a way to talk. It's a way to talk without having to say anything. You could be retweeting things, you know, and one word in each retweet, you read it chronologically, and it'll it could say something. So people that don't have the right to speak do things like that, or you can even put gaps and be smartass, and um, you know, it's all. I don't know where everyone's located. This is for the whole planet to hear and participate in, but uh, hopefully my X is still working. Let me make sure it's on. Yep, it's still on. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna get 3 shots of beat and then begin. One of the things that Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers, said during the war with the British, they endured some difficulties, of course. George Washington is known for having to command a retreat more often than he was to give the command to combat. There's a fight and flight response. You have to, both are important during war. You have to know when to flee, when to retreat, and when to stand and fight. And that's kind of like the president's job, the decision. He's the commander in chief. So that's what I do, is I send out commands. And I always keep George Washington in mind. He's a, if you want to win a war, you have to study winners. So I study the founders because they were a group of people that were USA citizen civilians just before the law was provided for them. And they took down the most powerful militia, military at the time, which was the British militia. They, by themselves, you know, without any sort of document to grant permission, which now we now gratefully have, and it's not being abided by. They endured all the accusations of you're this and you're that. Well, they won the war. So we're going to study winners for a minute here and see what they gifted us. They're called the Founding Fathers, the founders of the universal ideology to live freedom. They're the ones that gifted us all the right to live freedom. And it's all in this documentation here. So it's this thin. Look how thin this is. All right. That small. And it's that thin. It's very easy to go through. You can go through. I went through it in the time that it took me to cook noodles, let them cool down, and eat the noodles. And I went through the whole entire thing. So you don't have to be studying it for years and years like some of these other country book of laws, and to finally get through it after multiple years and only to forget another part that was already discussed. You have to keep going through it over and over. This thing can be done, and it's very complicated. It's actually well, it's simple, but it's simple once you have the understanding. It can be a little bit there's words that a lot of people don't use or are not familiar with. So that's why I'm going to provide my commentary, because I've already gone through it so many times that I just understand it. So I'm also, I celebrate something called USA Constitution Day and USA Constitution Week. It's every September, and I'm going to always have discussions regarding this because I celebrate. You can all celebrate in your own way, but that's one of the things, especially on Constitution Day. That's what I'll be discussing this year. I was going to do it last year, ran into some difficulties, and then I was going to hold off on this until that time, but that moment, but I decided that right now is a perfect moment to have this discussion because I need to give people the ammo, the understanding, verbal ammo, and understanding how to defend themselves with the law of the USA. So that's what it was gifted to us all for, is to be able to live what they discovered, which is freedom. And I believe freedom is beautiful. I love everything about it, and I'm willing to die for freedom, which hopefully at the end of these discussions, I know I can't get the Constitution. Maybe on Constitution Day, I'll be able to get all three in, but these three documents make up one single book of law. It's the USA Constitution, the USA Bill of Rights, and the USA Declaration of Independence. So let's get through one, possibly two, if I decide. And it shouldn't really take us that long. It's 12:32 right now. Hoping to get this all done before 3 a.m. because that would officially be 12 o'clock in Hawaii. So we're still technically in tonight, if you are talking about the USA. So Hawaii is the USA. We won that. We won that location. We defend that location. We support that location. It's ours. So we always have to remember that. I do a whole bunch of stuff to keep myself focused on the islands that we lost a lot of lives for, battling the Nazi militia. Remember, Japan was Nazi, and we got invaded, of course. So this is all a part of why the USA Book of Law is not being followed at the moment. I'm not going to get into the Confederates. Well, maybe I will, a little touch on that, but this Book of Law is not being abided by, and that's a crime. Okay, and the punishment allowed, according to Article 4, Section 4, is death. You're not allowed to invade ideologically. You're not allowed to invade physically. And Article 4, Section 4 is permission to enact war. War does not have to be with millions of people. It can be a single individual. It can be millions, billions of people. So that's something to keep in mind, that not following the laws I'm about to read, which the Nazi militia is in fact not following. You're being forced into chains and cages for being law-abiding USA citizen civilians. And it's all evidence that the USA has been invaded by Nazism, the Nazi militia. And it's what Russia is currently fighting, which is to end the spread of Nazism. That's what this whole war is about. That's why I'm drinking vodka, just to shout out Russia, because we were allies with them in World War II. It was a different country at the time, but Russia and France, we saved France, of course, but the war more ended, it wasn't exactly won. So that brings us here to today, which is continuing the fight that was simply ended due to the amount of lives lost on the planet. You have to continue farming, you have to continue producing energy, you have to continue consuming and distributing. If you run out of any of that, your country will collapse. Well, the whole planet was in that situation. If I lose any more, I don't have this, I don't have that. Educators, health, locations, I guess. So, inventors, just imagine, you could just imagine what amount of knowledge was lost. It's probably something that won't be able to calculate, but you can imagine in your mind. How how devastating war could be for the planet, for the country, for any country. Because we all trade with each other now too. It's all they traded back in the day, but it's with planes and everything and big ass cargo ships. So things are getting trains are going. Things are getting to be, I guess, connected, and a lot of people are getting food from one country. That's another thing that this is kind of about, is war doesn't have to just be with metal projectile weapon. War can be fought in various ways, one being financial war. They try to collapse the country financially, suffocate you out, or you know, the other way is starve you out. So starving you out physically with food, which is why a lot of countries want to become the distributor of food, simply because it gives you the power to say, you have to follow what I'm saying, otherwise we're not going to give you food. And if you don't have food, you're not going to survive as a country. So Russia is currently trying to obtain the locations producing flour, wheat, and that happens to be the person that's threatening them, which they thought they had more power, I guess, with this wheat, but there's other ways to survive other than on carbs or wheat specifically, especially when you're the size of Russia. There's plenty of land to farm on. So they're in a perfect situation as a country to endure this war, and so are we. And simply, I guess, the amount of wealth that the country has. But you're seeing here, I'm smoking something that I grew when it was not legal. So that should tell everybody who the fuck has the power here, which is we the people. I grew this shit with my permission. If you want a law, you know, something has to be signed into the USA Bill of Rights, which is what we're about to discuss. It blew my mind that everyone was so astonished, I guess, by the fact that Russia had to obtain someone for having cannabis on them in Russia, but here in the USA, the same exact plant of food is enduring a longer amount of cage time in these Nazi cages. Okay, here in the USA, but everyone's up and up, you know, throwing a fucking bitch fit, temper tantrum when it's in someone else's country. It's like, if you want something legal, focus on yourself, and you have to your I guess leadership, self-leadership will spread. But when you try to force things on someone else to give yourself permission, that won't work. You have to focus on yourself. If you want anything to occur, be the one to give everyone else a path to follow, ideologically. This is all flexing how fucking powerful I am. All right. I grew pounds and pounds, dropping it on my fucking fresh pants, dude. I grew pounds and pounds of weed. And I smoked the fuck out of it. I'm gonna do the same thing this year. Tomorrow, hopefully I can get my tent set up. After I game tonight, I'll probably be up all night because I kind of slept today. So, probably be up. If I have to go to the bathroom, I'm not gonna bring you with me. But I should be able to get through one read. So let me take a couple more hits, one more shot. That gives me one to take at the end here. One more good one. Think I'm gonna leave it going. We'll leave it go. Take one more shot here. About like that. Yep. I might even have enough for another half shot after this fourth one. I don't want to be sweaty though. So I might take a fucking piss before I begin this. Because I don't want to get hot. But let me take this shot, smoke this weed. I can almost feel like I'm gonna have to take a break mid-read, so I don't want to do that. You know how that fucking alcohol is, gets the digestive tract on. Hold up. Don't want my joint gun out. Let's go. Dope. So we'll leave that joint there. I think I put it out. Let's take a hit off the vape. And I think I'm just gonna go to the bathroom just so I don't have to stop. So I don't want you to think I left, but just know, or just, I guess, get your constitutions out, or you can open up a page online and read through with me. This one is called, I think they got a website, but you could type it in on Google. So probably just do that. National Center of Constitutional Studies. And you could probably type that in and put .com and it'll probably fucking pop up. I don't know. But let's, you can open that up, the USA Bill of Rights. We're going to read through it together. This is the original text. So it's nothing translated. I fucking hate the translated one. You might as well not read it. If you're going to read something translated, you got to read it exactly as they provided it. And, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really not tripping too much about ash falling on my pants because I think it's dope to have weed ash on my pants. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just a flex, like fuck you to the fucking Nazis. So I'm really not tripping over it, but I do want to keep my clothing nice at the same time. Just not nice in a like nice in a hygienic type of way. So, but we're allowed to break them in. This is the first wear. It's got a skeleton swimming too. It's fucking dope, dude. Damn, this whole fit is dope. I'll have to post a photo on Instagram of it without any filter because I just feel fucking dope in this fit, dude. I think I'm gonna start wearing Playboy to the bar because I go at nighttime. So I think I'm gonna wear Playboy to the bar and probably my Vulcan outfit or outfits to the like grocery store and places like that. Vans, but oh man, I got some dope Vans too. Let me show you these real quick before I go to the bathroom. I just want to flex these because I grabbed these too. Oh man, Eugenia Cooney would fucking love these, dude. Oh fuck. So I got these a few years back and I have not worn them yet. I have not worn them yet. Jack Skellington, bro. Look at that, dude. Look at that. It's got a moon on it. Before I made my account C Moonshines, I bought these years ago. And bro, I'm talking about what the fuck. Look at that, dude. High tops. Some high tops, bro. They're fucking dope. They're my Instagram. Once I get my floors clean, these are my Instagram shoes and my fucking like my house YouTube lives, X lives if I go on to video, and Halloween shoes because I fucking love dressing up on Halloween. Like dressing up like wearing dope clothing. So, I'm at like a dope level. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. And then I'm gonna fucking decide if I take another shot. I might take another one. I don't want to get too livid. That's about how long it takes dude to use the restroom. We're all human mammal though, so let's keep that in mind. Oh, one thing you'll notice when you read through this is it does say man. Well, at the time when it was written, human was spoken as without the HU prefix. It was just man. So when they say man in this book of law that you're reading, they're talking about human. I just want you to keep that in mind. It's not just, they're not talking about digestive tract here. They're talking about the species. Mankind is how they used to describe it. Well, you don't gotta be kind. So, yeah, man means human. I'm gonna take one more day. we got time. It's only 9:30 out in Hawaii. Bro, I visited Hawaii when I was like 8 years old, I think. Yeah, I think it was 8. That's still my fucking favorite fucking trip as a family. Bro, it was so fucking dope out there. We went to some dope fucking restaurant, and that was the first time I ever ordered on my own. I said, I want to order on my own here, like instead of having my parents order for me to the waitress. And I ordered my own. I felt dope as fuck. Bro, I looked out the window and we were sitting at some dope ass fucking table with the fucking dope view. Looked out the window and some dolphins were jumping out of the ocean, jumping in and out of the ocean. And it wasn't just one, it was like multiple dolphins swimming. I was like, God damn, that whole trip was just, everything about the trip was just fucking perfect. Fucking everything, dude. The weather, it's the first time you can go out there and the water's warm when you go in the water. It's like, what the fuck? Ocean water. It's fucking warm. Like bathtub fucking warm, I'm talking about. And the waves are dope. It's the first time I ever boogie boarded. It's the first time I ever saw someone boogie boarding. First time I ever saw wakeboarding. First time I ever did both. I had some boogie board, and then I guess you need plastic on the bottom, so we rented one for like a day or two, and fucking I learned how to skimboard, which I ended up learning how to skateboard later on. Now I snowboard, and I still snowboard. I got a dope fucking snowboard. I got dusted off, but I got the dopest fucking, dude, the dopest fucking snowboard. So let's toss the fourth one back here because we're for the USA. For the USA, for freedom, and for human mammal. For happiness, for bliss. What is it? For infinity and beyond. We stay buzzed for light years. Let me hit this. I'm gonna hit that throughout the read, so, which I'm gonna begin now. I'm gonna skip, hit the joint again. Looks like I got 1, maybe 2 shots left, so I had a little bit more. Seagram's pretty dope. Stoli is still my favorite. I recommend that you get Smirnoff or Stoli. That's the best fucking vodkas. And you probably will not get sick off those ones, but the other ones are a little bit cheaper, and it's hard to judge like which one is gonna hit better. But I've drank a lot of vodka. I think I've hit every brand as far as I know, like every mainstream type brand I've hit. Sky, fucking Tahoe Blue, Svedka. I've hit Stoli, Smirnoff with the double distilled. I've hit Seagram's, Grey Goose, Bacardi, and Burnett's. Burnett's is the cheapest one I don't approve of. But yeah, I've hit damn near every fucking vodka. I fucking know what I'm talking about. Stoli or Smirnoff, dude. Grey Goose will probably be good with. Tahoe Blue. Grey Goose and Tahoe Blue are my second just due to price and everything, but they'll hit dope. Svedka and Sky are probably my third. And then all the other brands are I would categorize as the fourth. So first I would recommend Smirnoff and my well I think I can't decide. It's really hard to decide between Smirnoff or Stoli, which is Stolechnya. Um, all right, here we go. Stoli is made in Russia. Smirnoff was made in Russia. Now it's made in the USA. So I don't know if someone bought it or what happened with that, but might still be made half in Russia, half in the USA. I don't know. Here we go, though. Amendments to the Constitution of the United States of America. Amendment 1. And, preamble to the Bill of Rights. So let's read that first. Preamble to the Bill of Rights. And I want everyone to know that each one of these things that we're reading through it's called an amendment, but it's the same as saying gun or metal projectile weapon. Okay, so amendment is one way to say it. Bill is another way to say it. You have to sign these things. Every single thing in this Bill of Rights is a bill that was approved by the congressional branch and the executive branch, and we'll hit all of that. Preamble to the Bill of Rights. There's a star. It says Congress of the United States. Began and held at the city of New York on Wednesday, the 4th of March, 1789. Okay, that's how they spoke the date, 1789. So the war was won in 1776. It took another 13 years, apparently, in order to complete the document. So I want everyone to know it takes 12 years to get your doctorates. It does not require government's permission or approval in order to obtain or distribute knowledge. I believe what they did is they studied because they gathered together in one location, and I believe they studied for multiple years, writing and redrafting the perfect formula to provide freedom. So here it is. So preamble to the Bill of Rights. The conventions of a number of the states, having at the time of their adopting the Constitution, expressed a desire in order to prevent misconstruction or abuse of its powers. The further declaratory and restrictive clauses should be added, and as extending the ground of public confidence in the government will best ensure the beneficent ends of its institution. Resolved, and it's in capital, by the Senate of the House of Representatives of the United States of America, in Congress, 2/3 of both houses concurring that the following articles be proposed to legislatures of the several states as amendments to the Constitution of the United States, all or any of which articles, when refined by 3/4 and ratified. So let me say that one again. Let's go back. Wow, that's one long one. So all or any of which articles, when ratified by 3/4 of the said legislature, to be valid to all intents and purposes as part of the said Constitution, VIZ. Articles in addition to an amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America proposed by Congress and ratified by the legislature of the several states pursuant to the fifth article of the original Constitution. Frederick Augustus Muhlenberg, Speaker of the House of Representatives, John Adams, Vice President of the United States, and President of the Senate. So I believe John Adams, he was George Washington's vice president. Attest: John Beckley, Clerk of the House of Representatives, Sam A. Otis, Secretary of the Senate. And then there's a star at the bottom here. On September 25th, 1789, Congress transmitted to the state legislatures 12 proposed amendments, 2 of which having to do with congressional representation and congressional pay were not adopted. The remaining 10 amendments became the Bill of Rights. Okay, just keep that in mind. So 12 were presented by the executive branch to the congressional branch. 10, the remaining 10 became the Bill of Rights. Here it is, amendments to the Constitution of the United States of America. First one is without commentary. Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Amendment 3. No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. The first 10 amendments, Bill of Rights, were ratified effective December 15th, 1791. So another 2 years after, the first 10 amendments, parentheses, Bill of Rights, were ratified effective December 15th, 1791. So now we are in 1776 to 89, that's 13, 14, 15 years out for these 10 amendments to be approved. Amendment number 4, the right of the people to be secure in their persons' houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches, seizures, shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause. Supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Amendment 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land of naval forces or in militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Amendment 5. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Amendment 7. In suits of common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Amendment 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Amendment 9. The enumeration of the Constitution of certain rights shall not be constructed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Amendment 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. So those are the first 10 amendments, okay? Now it continues on, and each one has a date that it was signed into law. So those were all signed into law September 25th, I believe, 1791. No. First 10 amendments were ratified effective December 15th, 1791. Okay? We got through the first 10. Amendment 11. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state, or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state. Let me read that again. Amendment 11. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed or extended to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state, or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state. Amendment 12. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for president and vice president, one of whom at least shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves. They shall name in their ballots the person voted for as president, and district ballots the person voted for as vice president. And they shall make distinct lists of all persons voted for as president, and of all persons voted for as vice president, and of the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign and certify, and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, directed to the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and the votes shall be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes for president shall be president, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if no person have such majority, then form the persons having the highest numbers not exceeding three on the list of those voted for as president. The House of Representatives shall choose immediately by ballot the president. But in choosing the president, the vote shall be taken by states. The representation from each state having one vote, a quorum for this purpose shall consist of member of members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. There's a bracket here. And if the House of Representatives shall not choose a president, whenever the right of choice shall develop upon them, before the fourth day on March next following, then the vice president shall act as president, as in the case of the death of other constitutional disability of the president. End bracket. The person having the greatest number of votes as vice president shall be the vice president if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed. And if no person have a majority, then from the two highest numbers on the list, the Senate shall choose the vice president, a quorum. For the purpose shall consist of 2/3 of the whole number of senators, and a majority of the whole number shall be necessary to a choice. But no person constitutionally ineligible to office of president shall be eligible to that of the vice president of the United States. And then here's the star back on page 24. The 12th Amendment was ratified June 15th, 1904. On page 23, the 11th Amendment was ratified February 7th, 1795. So 1795 and then 1804 is the gap between 11 and 12. Amendment 13, Section 1. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Section 2. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 14, Section 1. Amendment 14, Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Section 2. Representatives shall be apportioned among the several states according to their respective numbers, counting the whole number of persons in each state, excluding Indians, not taxed. So excluding Indians not taxed. But when the right of the vote of any election for the choice of electors for president and vice president of the United States, representatives in Congress, the executive and judicial officers of a state, of the members of the legislature thereof, is denied to any of the male inhabitants of such state, being 21 years of age and citizens of the United States, or in any way obliged, except for participation in rebellion or other crime, the basis of representation therein shall be reduced in the proportion which the number of such male citizens shall bear to the whole number of male citizens 21 years of age in such state. Section 3. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of the state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state, to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof, but Congress may by a vote of 2/3 of each house remove such disability. Section 4. The validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for payments of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion, shall not be questioned, but neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or any claim for the loss or emancipation of any slave. But all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void. The Congress shall have power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. Amendment 15. Section 1. The right of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by of any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Section 2. The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 16. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived without apportionment among the several states and without regard to any census or enumeration. So let me read that again. Amendment 16. The Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived without apportionment among the several states and without regard to any census or enumeration. So that's the first time they had the right to collect taxes, apparently. We'll get to that. Amendment 17. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source. That was 16. Amendment 17. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, elected by the people thereof for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. The electors of each state shall have the qualification requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. When vacancies happen in the representation of the state and the Senate, the executive authority of such state shall issue the writs of election to fill the vacancies, provided that the legislature of the state may empower the executive thereof to make them temporary appointments until the people fill the vacancies by election of the legislature may direct. The amendment shall not be construed as to affect the election or term of any senator chosen before it becomes valid as part of the Constitution. Amendment 18, Section 1. After 1 year from the ratification of this article, the manufacture, sale, or transportation of intoxicating liquors within the importation thereof into the exportation thereof from the United States and all territories subject to the jurisdiction thereof for beverage purpose is hereby prohibited. Section 2. The Congress and the several states shall have concurrent power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Section 3. The article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislature of the several states as provided in the Constitution within 7 years from the date of the submission here of the states by the Congress. And that's in a bracket. Let's see which one. Oh, the whole thing is in a bracket. The entire fucking amendment is in a fucking bracket. And I wanted to read I didn't hit this thing here. Let's see. So stars on page 25, superseded by section 3 of the 20th Amendment, the 13th. So these ones are later ratified, it looks like, or superseded. So we'll get to it later. 20th and 14th. Okay, we'll get to it later. So we already got through 13. Let's see, that was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. The 15th Amendment was ratified February 3rd, 1870. The 16th Amendment was ratified February 3rd, 1913. The 17th Amendment was ratified April 8th, 1913. The 18th Amendment was ratified January 16th, 1919. It was repealed by the 21st Amendment December 5th, 1933. Amendment 19. Amendment 19. The right of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 20, Section 1. The terms of the President and Vice President shall end at noon on the 20th day of January, and the terms of senators and representatives at noon on the 3rd of January of the years in which such terms would be ended if this article had not been ratified, and the terms of their senators shall then begin. Section 2. The Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meetings shall begin at noon on the 3rd day of January, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. Section 3. If at the time fixed for the beginning of the term of the president-elect shall have died, the vice president-elect shall become president. If a president shall not have been chosen before the time fixed for the beginning of his term, or if the president-elect shall have failed to qualify, then the vice president-elect shall act as president until a president shall have qualified, and the Congress may by law provide for the case wherein neither a president-elect nor a vice president-elect shall have qualified, declaring who shall then act as president, or the manner in which one who is to act shall be selected, and such person shall be accordingly until a president or vice president shall be qualified, shall have qualified. Section 4, the Congress may by law provide for the case of the death of any of the persons from whom the House of Representatives may choose a president whenever the right of choice shall have developed upon them, and for the case of the death of any of the persons from whom the Senate now choose a vice president, whenever the right of choice shall have devolved upon them. Section 5. Section 1 and 2 shall take effect on the 15th day of October following the ratification of this article. Section 6. This article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states within 7 years from the date of submission. And it says, let's see, I think we hit 20. Did I skip a page here? 19. Fuck, I think I fucking skipped a page. Amendment 16, 17. No, I didn't skip the page. Amendment 20. Amendment 21. So I believe I read, let's read Amendment 21 one more time. Amendment 21, Section 1, the 18th article of, bro, how did I just lose my track there? Hold up. Let me take a hit of this. I'll be right back. I might read from the 18th, but let me hit a cookie or something. Packaging, dude. So I for sure read 1819. Then I read 20. For sure read 20. All right, so we're on 21. This is my favorite fucking bill. Shout out to Moonshine. That's where I got my fucking name from, is supporting what's not being fucking supported. Take a hit of this. We're gonna get through this. I'll take a piss. I'll be right back and we're gonna have a discussion. Amendment 21. Section 1. The 18th article, amendment to the Constitution of the United States, is hereby repealed. Section 2. The transportation or importation into any state, territory, or possession of the United States for delivery, or use therein of intoxicating liquors in violation of the laws thereof is hereby prohibited. Section 3. This article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the conventions in the several states as provided in the Constitution within 7 years from the date of the submission hereof to the states by the Congress. The 21st Amendment was ratified December 5th, 1933. 1933. And then it says the 18th Amendment back on 28 and 29. The 18th Amendment was ratified January 16th, 1919. It was repealed by the 21st Amendment December 5th, 1933. The 19th Amendment was ratified August 18th, 1920. The 20th Amendment was ratified January 23rd, 1933. Amendment 22, Section 1. No person shall be elected to the office of the President more than twice, and no person who has held the office of President or acted as President for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected President shall be elected to the office of the President more than once. But this article shall not apply to any person holding the office of President when this article was proposed by the Congress, and shall not prevent any person who may be holding the office of President or acting as President during the term within which this article becomes operative from holding the office of President or acting as President during the remainder of such term. Section 2. This article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states within 7 years from the date of submission to the states by the Congress. Amendment 23, Section 1. The district constituting the seat of government of the United States shall appoint in such manner as the Congress may direct a number of electors of President and Vice President equal to the whole number of senators and representatives in Congress to which the district would be entitled if it were a state, but if no event more than the least populous state, they shall be in addition to those appointed by the states, but they shall be considered. For the purpose of the election of the President and Vice President to be electors appointed by a state, and they shall meet in the district and perform such duties as provided by the 12th Article of Amendment. Section 2. The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 24. Section 1. The right of the citizen of the United States to vote in any primary or other election for President and Vice President, for electors for President or Vice President, or for Senator and Representative in Congress shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state by reason of failure to pay any poll tax or other tax. Section 2. The Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 25. Section 1. In case of removal of the President from office or of his death or resignation, the Vice President shall become President. Section 2. Whenever there is a vacancy in the office of the Vice President, the President shall nominate a Vice President who shall take office upon confirmation by a majority vote of both houses of Congress. Section 3. Whenever the President transmits to the President pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives his written declaration that he is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office, and until he transmits to them a written declaration to the contrary, such powers and duties shall be discharged by the Vice President as acting President. Section 4. Whenever the Vice President and a majority of either the principal officers of the executive departments or of such other body as Congress may by law provide, transmit to the President pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives their written declaration that the President is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. The President shall immediately assume the powers and duties of the office as acting President. Thereafter, when the President transmits to the President pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives his written declaration that no inability exists, he shall resume the powers and duties of his office unless the Vice President and a majority of either the principal officers of the executive department or of such other body as Congress may by law provide, transmit within 4 days to the President pro tempore of the Senate and Speaker of the House of Representatives their written declaration that the President is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. Thereupon Congress shall decide the issue, assembling within 48 hours for the purpose, if not in session, if the Congress within 21 days after receipt of the letter, written declaration, or if the Congress is not in session within 21 days after Congress is required to assemble, determines by 2/3 vote of both House and the President is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. The Vice President shall continue to discharge same acting President. Otherwise, the President shall resume the powers and duties of his office. Amendment 26, Section 1. The right of the citizens of the United States who are 18 years of age or older to vote should not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of age. Section 2. The Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 27. No law varying the compensation for services of the senators and representatives shall take effect until an election of representatives shall have intervened. And then we got a couple stars to read. So, page 31. The 22nd Amendment was ratified February 27th, 1951. The 23rd Amendment was ratified March 29th, 1961. The 24th Amendment was ratified January 23rd, 1964. The 25th Amendment was ratified February 10th, 1967. The 26th Amendment was ratified July 1st, 1971. And then double star. Congress submitted the text of the 27th Amendment to the states as part of the proposed Bill of Rights on September 25th, 1789. The amendment was not ratified, together with the first 10 amendments, which became effective on December 15th, 1791. The 27th Amendment was ratified on May 7th, 1992. by the vote of Michigan. So there were 12 bills presented, only 10 got accepted. Then in 1,000, let's see, it was 1,971. Oh no, actually later. Later than 1,971 doesn't say the exact date. Oh, May 7th, 1,992. The 27th Amendment was presented initially in 1,791. It was proposed in 1,789. Wait, so it's proposed in 1,789. Got denied. The first 10 bills were approved December 15th, 1,791. But on May 7th, 1,992, they approved a bill, which I call the 11th bill. They approved it into the USA Bill of Rights. So there's a read through. All right. And then let me do, I guess, a quick discussion. We still have, let's see, what is that? 18 minutes. We still have 18 minutes. Let me stretch my legs. Ah, dude. Fuck. How am I this tight? My hamstrings are so fucking tight right now. Fuck. There was some fucking machine in the gym that fucking presses your leg up, and I was able to go so fucking high, but I don't have access to that machine anymore. And my hamstrings are so fucking tight, man. Fuck. The only way to stretch is really to lay down on the floor and put my leg on the wall and then move it up higher and higher and higher. But dude, right now I'm not in a floor laying type of mood. So that's first discussion. I don't know what everyone thinks. I'm well aware of the fact that there's parts of controversy. But let's go through just a little bit of it, because some of it is a little lengthy. Some of it is only regarding Congress and the executive branch. I don't really want to get into those. I want to get into what's relevant for everybody. Diving into those, getting more into some of those ones is more for USA Constitution Day and USA Constitution Week. So give me a little time to study some of the words there, but let's go through a little bit of what I call what I view as what I understand. So the known knowns, things that I know about, and everyone else will be able to, I guess, know about. Someone else knew about it back then. I know about it right now. You're about to know about it once I enter this discussion with you. I'm talking about I'll probably hit 4 bills. I don't know if I'll go in chronological order. But maybe I will. You think about it. I think I'll jump around. I think I'm gonna jump around a little bit. It'll be semi-chronological. So, let's, I don't need another shot. I do need a little bit of my chaser here. I got bought a few of these packs. That chaser's dope. There's way better Kool-Aids than this, but it's discontinued. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna just help them out. Let's get the new product in there. So, check in my vape. Let's get through this before I have to take another fucking piss. We got 13 minutes left. I think I could get it. They're all important. And they're all being violated in their own way. Okay, so I'm gonna read through Amendment 13, I think, beginning and ending. Amendment 13 was gifted to us all by what I call final USA President Abraham Lincoln. Due to the fact, I believe we were invaded and successfully invaded by the Confederate militia. Ideologically and physically invaded. They thieved us all of the right to be USA citizen civilian. My evidence that the USA did not win the war, they just simply ended the war, is final USA President Abraham Lincoln's assassination. He was assassinated after the war was announced. He was elected twice. He was assassinated, and I'll use that as our evidence that we were successfully invaded by the Confederate militia, ideologically and physically. Their ideology being that states have the right to violate the Constitution itself and have their own rights. They do not have their own rights. Everyone in the USA is required to follow this book of law. This book of law is the only book of law, okay? So you are required to follow it. Otherwise, you are in violation of the law. You are committing treason if you consider yourself part of the USA, and you are committing invasion if you do not consider yourself a part of the USA, which is a violation of Article 4, Section 4 of the USA Constitution. You're not allowed to be a threat to freedom. The USA represents freedom. You're not allowed to thieve freedom. You're not allowed to invade ideologically. You're not allowed to endure invasion. You're not allowed to force invasion. Anyone who has the ability to do something about ending an invasion or a theft of freedom has the responsibility to do something about ending that theft of freedom or invasion of the USA. So I want to start with we'll just keep in mind the 13th bill, okay? We're going to get to that. It was gifted to us, but the first, I want to focus on the first, I guess some of the first 10, because this is what was signed into law by the founders of the ideology to live freedom, the writers of and distributors of the Constitution, the USA Bill of Rights, and the inventors of Declaration of Independence. This book of law, I want to note that the first 10 bills, it says this in the USA Constitution, are unadjustable. You cannot adjust them in any way, like we saw with the 18th bill being adjusted by the 21st bill. You are not allowed to adjust any of the first 10 bills signed into the USA Bill of Rights. So let's get to it. Amendment 1, it means exactly as it reads. Remember this. Amendment 1, Congress shall make no law representing an establishment of religion. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. So it says, so I want to break this down. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble. Okay? So, wow, I might have to break this into 2 videos. How do I break this into 2 videos? Dude. I'm debating that because this is getting long. Lengthy. I might break this into 2 videos. One being a reading. Fuck, dude. Let me think about this. Let me kick my feet up for a second and think about it, because my back from sitting. Fuck. Feels good to stretch. Everything is a little bit stressful to read through and discuss, especially with this invasion, a Nazi invasion and a Confederate invasion. Somehow Mexican fucking law, some fucking Mexican fucking law found its way into the USA to thieve freedom. Remember those states, those locations, when the Alamo occurred, it was Mexico. We won a war against Mexico and signed a treaty saying, instead of taking the whole country like you do during every war, we're going to just take this section. That's how we obtained the states. So somehow Mexican fucking law found its way into the USA, being slavery. They allowed slavery in Mexico. And then these fucking Confederates invaded ideologically with their Mexican law, invaded physically because some of them were born here, and some of them weren't born here, and spread that fucking attempt to thieve everybody of freedom. And it seems like, sadly, they were successful, because you can look it up on Google Maps or online likely. Everyone has slave locations, caged locations, located walking distance from their home. From where you're living, you have a caged location for human mammal. So keep that in mind. The Confederate ideology was invaded. And then now we are during the Nazi militia ideological invasion and physical invasion of the USA. Everyone probably wonders, well, why? And we did have something called the Gold Rush, which was a gold rush for the entire planet. When we found gold here, people prospered, people became wealthy here and developed and distributed, invented, and traded globally. So the gold rush here affected the entire planet, which was a major motivation for the Nazis to invade this location. There's much more gold. Specifically, it was here in California that they discovered it. And remember, everyone moved west. It was a USA citizen civilian that picked up some nuggets here in Placerville, where I'm living, that found these just nuggets sitting in the river that they were using to build a energy location. What's that? Watermill. And he was just standing on the surface in the river, saw these things in the river, and reported to the boss on the job. The boss then reported to someone else, who reported to the president. The president came out to this location from Washington, D.C., and confirmed, yes, there's a bunch of fucking gold here. And everyone got to picking up gold, which they call mining. Started with the nuggets in the river, moved to what they called veins, which is where the nuggets broke off from. Veins are found in the mountainside, and within the mountain, which is beyond their current time of technology, in the mountain is the heart of the veins. And that's where I'm at today, the California Nevada Gold Belt. There's hearts of gold in every mountain peak along the Sierra Nevada mountain range of California, Nevada. And so it's going to be far more gold than the nuggets and veins obtained. And I also have evidence, a newspaper article written that was obtained and saved in a location that I shared online, multiple websites. Here's evidence that of the what they call the gold belt. I call it the California Nevada Gold Belt because there's likely gold belts located on other locations of the planet. But this one is where I'm currently at, and it's the USA's gold belt. It's going to make, and I believe we're going to hit a second golden age soon. So it's going to make this location prosperous, and then the whole entire fucking world is going to endure the same fucking thing that we endured with the gold rush, which led to the Industrial Revolution, which led to the technology boom we're enduring now, and hopefully we're going to endure a species, I don't know, knowledge boom, I don't know what to call it, species, maturity, planetary boom. Oh man, I might have to separate this into 2 streams, but I want to get everything all going again. Just lay down a little longer because my back does hurt. Ah, fuck. Remember, all this is very stressful for me. So I just read quite a bit. My mind was working quite a bit during each word. I think I'm gonna leave it there tonight, because I gotta get into too much stuff. I'm too tired. I'm too tired. Damn. I'm far too tired. Dude. There's something about something called decision making that the mind endures. I guess more decision making leads to more processing, more thinking, more energy. So, decision making actually can make the mind tired. And there's a lot of decision making when reading and when obtaining, distributing knowledge, and enduring conversation. That's just how it is. So, yeah, everything is something. And when you decide, you wouldn't believe the amount of processing the brain goes through. But the brain goes through a lot of processing just to decide yes and no when asked the question. Everyone thinks 20 questions game is impressive, but that's what their brain is doing all the time whenever conversation is shared and endured personally, silently, or loudly. It's everybody. Peace out to everybody. Enjoy your smoke break. Enjoy your night, day, morning. And that's and live here. So breathe through. Just to